So it's October, and that means Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which means pink ribbons and pink everything, including lots of companies whose products are full of carcinogens are going to market them for breast cancer awareness and make them pink, and even say that 0.06% of the profit will go to some sort of donation for breast cancer survivors in some sort of fashion. But in reality, they are benefiting from those of us who truly have breast cancer and are suffering, and that is wrong. And to get away from what breast cancer awareness has become, I would like to show you the realities of breast cancer and tell you my personal experience. And it's not pretty, it's not pink, it's ugly, it's scary, and it's awful. So towards the end of the video, I intend to show where I am at personally with my reconstruction, and if that is bothersome for you in any way, I definitely will warn you again towards the end, and you can shut the video off at that point. But I've decided personally that I would prefer to show the truth, the realities of breast cancer, and not tie some pretty pink ribbon on it. I was diagnosed at 29 years old and was told the whole length of the time that it was nothing to worry about, and I had to advocate very strongly for myself each step of the way that I wanted to continue on with the next diagnostic to rule out cancer, and thank God I did. Thank God I spoke up for myself and said that I want to know for sure, because I was told at first that we would just follow up at 6 months. And then even after an ultrasound and mammogram, I was told that it was a benign tumor called a fibroadenoma, and again, follow up. So only after we got the biopsy results back that we would not have had otherwise did it come back invasive mammary carcinoma, so a lovely word for breast cancer. And in 5 weeks after diagnosis, I decided to go to Morgantown to WVU Cancer Center, so a 4-hour drive for me from home, to get treatment there. And that turned into a mastectomy of my left breast. And at that time, everything was all too overwhelming for me, and I chose to opt out of reconstruction. So that's where they recreate the breast. And at that time, my plan was to later on go back after everything was settled with the cancerous side and have the right side removed and just not have breast. But now, finding out that it's nearly impossible to find clothes that fit as a woman without breast, and some other complications along the way, I have since changed my mind and began reconstruction. September 9th, I had my second surgery, had my right breast removed to reduce my risk of breast cancer, and that risk from 36% chance in my lifetime to about 5%. And then had tissue expanders. So these really hard plastic devices that they put in your breast, and you go back a couple weeks after surgery, and there's a port located in the tissue expander. They stick a needle in the tissue expander and they fill it with saline, gradually creating a breast mound, as they call it. And once you're at a point where you feel comfortable or your tissue can no longer tolerate being expanded any further, you will go back in, have the tissue expanders removed, have the saline implants put in, or whatever kind of implants you have done, and then you're good for 10 to 15 years as long as the breast implants are good to go. So again, October, breast cancer awareness. It's not pink, it's not pretty, it's not a pink ribbon, and personally for me, I don't suggest attempting to support someone with breast cancer by wearing pink in October. Now looking back, having done that myself, I kind of feel bad about it. Obviously not having gone through the experience myself, I didn't know any better. But now I realize I wasn't doing anything at all to make anyone aware of anything, and I wasn't supporting anyone. I was just wearing pink. I was taking pictures wearing pink, and ultimately I'm not sure what that does for anyone, but it doesn't support someone with breast cancer. If you want to support someone with breast cancer, just let them know that you're there for them. Send them a message, send them a card. It doesn't have to be right after surgery. It can be anytime, and just let them know that you're thinking of them and that you're there for them, because the worry, the concern, the ups and downs, they're not there just right after surgery. They're not there just after diagnosis. They're there forever. Breast cancer can return at any point in time, and it can return to a distant location. And that means stage 4 breast cancer, which is not curable. Ultimately, at some point, with stage 4 breast cancer, you're going to lose your life. And that's devastating. So what we need awareness for is a cure. We need this fixed, and we need it fixed in my lifetime. And if not in my lifetime, in my daughter's lifetime. And better than that, we need a preventative. We need to figure out what's causing this and to stop it, so that 1 in 8 women are not having their breast cut off and suffering a lifetime of worry because they were diagnosed with breast cancer. So I am going to show you where I am at with my reconstruction, and if that is bothersome to you, offensive in any way, go ahead and shut the video off now. But I want to show you that breast cancer is not pretty. It's not a pink ribbon. And I'm actually looking a lot better than I did after my first surgery. I was completely flat on the left side. I went 4 months with being a uniboob. I had one boob. And so now I've had my first fill. My expanders had 300 cc's in them. So they're almost larger than I was to start out with already. But I have scars. I have big scars, and they're going to be there forever. And so again, shut the video off if this makes you uncomfortable. But this is breast cancer. It's ugly. And these are going to be with me forever. But I have very large scars, as you can see, go clear from one end to the other on both breasts. And I don't have nipples anymore. They're gone. They had to be taken. When I had the left breast surgery, the tumor was too close to the nipple to save it. And I did not want to have one nipple. And I don't want to have one tattooed nipple. So my plan is to have tattooing, something with branches, something tree, something lifelike to cover my scars and to kind of give me some sense of normalcy back eventually once we're done. But this is breast cancer. It's real, it's scary, it's ugly, and there's a lot of ups and downs, but it's not pink, it's not a ribbon. And if you want to do something to support someone with breast cancer, like I said, I'm filled with ideas of how you can help, but going out and buying something pink and pretty and getting your picture taken as a group with pink shirts on, it's not beneficial. It doesn't help support breast cancer survivors in any way. So happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and let's hope for a cure. Let's find a cure. We don't need 1 in 8 women having their boobs removed from their body and filled with a lifetime of worry, and eventually some of us, and so many of us, ultimately death. So happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and have a good day.